Hi, it's Hit and Miss here. I'm going to talk to you very briefly about Mass Effect Andromeda and other RPGs and the whole male versus female character thing. In many games now, you can choose between male and female characters, but really they're just swapping the genders. There's no real difference between the main male character and the female character. They're repeating the same lines if you're a male or a female. If you played Mass Effect 1 and 2 and 3, you played a male shepherd, you played a female shepherd. All those lines were effectively just repeated. If you romanced Caden, you romanced Ashley. It didn't make a difference, they were just repeating the same lines. If you saved Ashley and killed off Caden, or you saved Caden and killed off Ashley, when the characters reappeared in Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3, their lines were effectively the same. There was no real difference. It didn't really matter who you killed off or who you romanced. So here we have Mass Effect Andromeda, and you're having the sister and the brother, but both those characters are going to be in the game. You don't choose the female Ryder and then the male Ryder disappears. He's your brother and he's going to be in the game. So how about they do something actually different? For example, the female Ryder, she wakes up after 600 years in a new galaxy and she's married. So she's brought her husband with her. She's dragged her husband all those light years, millions of light years, to a new galaxy, frozen for 600 years, and she wakes up with her husband. Now, she now becomes a Pathfinder, and so does she drag her husband along on all these missions, or is he stuck on the Nexus or stuck on the Tempest? Is he not really set out for combat? Is he not really made up for combat? So if she's out risking her life and he's stuck at home, what friction is that going to cause? And if he is part of her team, if he is a party member that she can take out, what happens if she's spending all of her time with Liam or Peebee and he's stuck at home, and she refuses to take him out? Or how does that change the dynamic? If you've ever played Neverwinter Nights 2, it may have happened in the first Neverwinter Nights, I can't remember, but Neverwinter Nights 2, the characters, you would have loyalty that if you treated the characters badly, they would react, they would leave you. If you played Knights of the Old Republic, one of the first BioWare games, which is very much a precursor to the Mass Effect, right near the end of the game, you could be really crappy to a woman named Mission, and she would leave, and so would I've forgotten his name now, the same voice actor who played Caden, and he would run off. Carthanassi, he would run off as well. So these characters would leave you if you treated them badly, and so what would happen if you've dragged your husband across to another galaxy, and there you are, you're leaving him behind, you're hanging out with all these new people all the time. And in the original Mass Effect, you had the choice between saving Caden or saving Ashley, but you'd only really known them for a couple of days. There was no real impact there, and the only thing is one person died, one person lived. It was just a binary choice. There was no real jeopardy there as such. So what would happen in Mass Effect Andromeda? Say they would say, I don't know, there was a bomb on the Nexus. The Nexus is that it's got those long arms. The ship has got those long arms with those people living there. Say there's a bomb on there, and 10,000 people were going to die, or you could save your husband. What would you choose? What were the repercussions of saving your husband, letting those 10,000 people die? Would he then hate you? Would he then be grateful? How will the other characters react to you? I just think it's time that BioWare and other RPGs stops just sort of making the male and female dialogue almost exactly the same, and start making some different choices for different characters. I mean, if you played the original Dragon Age, the different races you would choose had different starting off missions. Whether you're the dwarf one, pretty much sucked, but the city elf mission, especially if you're a female city elf, that was a pretty dark beginning compared with the human royalty. Well, they weren't royalty, were the upper class human starting. You compare that to the female city dwarf, the female city elf starting. I mean, they were pretty dark things. These are things that it's been done before, but why can't they carry on? What incentive do I have now to play as the male Ryder after I've completed the game as the female Ryder? There's no real incentive there, other than maybe it's a slightly different character I can romance, which, okay. But if they had different missions, different loyalty missions like that, that would be a much, much bigger incentive. In the original Mass Effect, I started playing as male shepherd, and I chose the soldier class because I was an idiot. And I got halfway through the game and I realised, A, the soldier class was probably the worst one there. It's really awful, really dull. And Mark Mear's lines in that game were not good. That first game, he was just reading off the bullet points. There was no real direction there. It wasn't very good. So I quit the game, started again as female shepherd. I think I chose Adept or Sentinel. I can't remember the first time. But Jennifer Hale's acting was so much better than Mark Mear's acting in that first game. His acting may have improved in the second and third game, I don't know, because I had no reason to go back and play male shepherd, because why would I? The lines were exactly the same. There was no difference between the characters. Okay, I could have romanced Ashley or I could have romanced Miranda, but okay. It's all going to be the same beats. That you know A is going to lead to B, is going to lead to C. It's always going to be the same beats. There's no real jeopardy there. There's no real difference between the characters, like the beginning of the original Dragon Age. Anyway, that's my suggestion. I'm guessing it's pretty much too late for Mass Effect Andromeda, but they're creating a new story-based IP, aren't you, BioWare? So, and any other RPGs are out there. So we'll see what happens in the future. Thanks very much.